Sarah McKinley Oaks. All right, we're halfway through the night, and actually we got 2 more storytellers, then we're going to be voting on theme night for next week, so stick around for that. Coming to the stage right now is a guy who is a powerhouse in the world of fringe theater festivals. Donna and I did the fringe festivals in Minneapolis a few years ago, and this guy is a god there. Yeah, he is a god there, and I am not exaggerating in the least. He was at the Hollywood Fringe recently. What other festivals are you going to be doing?
Oh, I'm going back to Minneapolis.
You're going back to Minneapolis, where he is a god.
And
Chicago, and eventually you're going to cross the pond. And so he has developed so many one-person shows. I think all of them have developed on this very lack of stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Mr. Les Kirkendall.
Okay, I'm opening a show in 2 weeks. I just finished it last Friday. So I'm going to try out a story. It's from my new show called Drink, Drank, Drunk. Diary of the Life of the Party. Here you go. This story is entitled My First Drink. I was 14 years old and I was a freshman in high school. My family had just moved yet again. This time it was to Madrid, Spain. Now, before Spain, we had been living on the island of Guam. We moved to Madrid in January, which means that I moved in the middle of the school year. Once again, I was the only black kid in my entire high school. Now, on my first day, this girl came running up to me screaming, "It's a black person, it's a black person, I just love black people!" And I didn't know what to say, so I said, "Well, so do I!" And then came the question, "Are you going to be on the basketball team?" And me being the little queen that I was, the answer was absolutely not. Now that wasn't the first time, that wasn't the only time I received the question that day. But I was miserable. I didn't speak Spanish, and I was cold. Now, Guam is an island in the middle of the Pacific where it never got colder than 70 degrees. And now I'm in Europe in the middle of winter, and I'm freezing. I was flung from this easygoing tropical island lifestyle into this busy, cold, thriving metropolis, and I just wanted out. And on top of everything else, I was lonely. I just wanted to fit in. Now, in Spain, the legal drinking age was 14. And as teenagers, we could go to bars legally. And that's where all the kids from my high school hung out, at a bar. And the bar was called Saxo's. So one night I walk into Saxo's, and there's a group of my classmates sitting at a table. And they see me walk in the door, and one of them calls me over. "Hey, do you want to play Duros with us?" And I say, "Sure." Now, a Duro was a Spanish coin. Now, in America, you would call this game quarters. So basically, the object was to try to bounce the Duro on the table and make it into a glass in the middle of the table. And if you got the Duro into the glass, you could make the person of your choice drink. So, as I was walking over to the bar to get my drink, I hear someone whisper, "Hey, let's get him really drunk." And I knew the plan was in place to get me wasted. But I played dumb and went along with it. I mean, at least I was getting some attention. At least people were treating me like I existed. So I got my beer and I went back to the table and we started the game. Clink! The Duro hits the table and flies up into the air and does a few somersaults, and then it hits the glass and the person points to me. I down the beer in the glass. Now, did you guys ever see that TV show Wonder Woman? Now, remember when Diana Prince spun around and turned into Wonder Woman, and there was this big, like, this big lightning bolt, and she was Wonder Woman? That's how I felt. The alcohol touched my lips, and there was this large lightning bolt, and I felt that I was a superhero. I was tall. I was athletic. I was white. I looked like Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran. My Spanish was impeccable. I told jokes, and people laughed. I had social superpowers. So I proceeded to get drunk. It was amazing. The drunker I got, the less nerdy I felt. And soon, any sign of me being a nerd was gone. And on Monday, when I went to school, people came up to me and told me how much fun they had hanging out with me. And things were different after that. I went out every weekend. I made friends. I got invited to parties. My social superpowers were the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Now, sure, there were still times where I felt lonely and I felt out of place and I felt like the odd man out, but whenever that happened, I would drink. And that lightning bolt would appear, and my social superpowers were activated, and everything was just fine. Thank you.